Yeah, just another really exciting competitive match against another really good conference opponent, going 15-13 with Omaha in 5 sets at home. And just a huge shout out and a thank you to our crowd for coming out and cheering us out. It was awesome to be back in front of our home crowd. And then 2, just really proud of our team for fighting and battling against a really good team. In the 2 years that I've been here, that's the closest we've ever battled against Omaha. And to have them out 13-13 in set 5 is a really nice spot for us to be in. It's a nice example of the progress that our team is making. Now with that, we're not satisfied at all with what happened. I think there are opportunities for sure that we could have closed out this match and taken in 4 and 5. But again, it's another really good learning opportunity for our team, and a nice warm-up as we get ready for St. Thomas, who just got swept by NDSU tonight. And so we're going to turn around and we're going to play tomorrow at 7 p.m. in the Betty again. And so it's time for us to go get some rest and to get some recovery in and take care of our bodies, because we turn around and do it again in 24 hours.
What's your conversation with your team going into the fifth set?
I think it's just, let's continue to do the things that have got us here. I don't think we have to do anything crazy or anything special, but we know that when we're able to create a lot of clarity with our communication and that we're able to stay clean and force our opponents to play volleyball as long as we can, then good things are going to happen. And so it's nice to see us. We gave them a little bit of a lead at the beginning, and then we fought back, and we've seen that. This is the 3rd time we've gone 5 this year, and we've won both of the previous matches. And so we knew that as long as we stayed true to who we were and how we played, that we were always going to have a shot.
What was the difference in this match compared to the other 2 as far as like closing out the fifth set?
You know, it's always a battle in the fifth. It's kind of a toss of the coin at that point. But, you know, obviously we try to put ourselves in as good a position as we can. And I thought we had some moments, especially at the end, where we could have taken it. And sometimes the ball bounces on the other side of the line. So.
Yeah. What did you like from your group tonight, from start to finish? I have some really high highs and a couple low lows over the course of those 5 sets.
Yeah, you know, this is probably the cleanest match of volleyball that we've played offensively all season long. And so for us to do what we did on the offensive side of the ball, not only in the first set where we hit over 500, which is a pretty ridiculous stat, but the fact that we maintained that throughout the entire match was really nice to see, because that's something that we've struggled with at least early on in the season. I think part of that is that we were able to cover a lot more, and so we did a really nice job getting in there and letting our hitters know that, hey, we've got your back, and we're going to support you in this moment. And so I thought we did those 2 things really well, and then I thought we did a really nice job like choosing our moments and putting a lot of service pressure on Omaha. We got to pick on a couple targets in that space, and it forced them off the net, which really slowed them down, and they're a pretty fast offensive team. So it was nice to see us put them in some one-hitter situations that we took advantage of.
Yeah, and Marissa talked about the depth of this team is one of the things that makes it special. You could see that in the stat lines now. A lot of girls had 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 kids. There wasn't one standout, but it felt like you could go to different players at different times and they would perform. How big of an asset is that to your group?
You know, I think for us, it's just knowing that we're not going to do it alone. And this, I've said it a lot with our team, but this is the truest team sport that exists, right? I mean, I grew up in LA, and Kobe's going to go out and score 80, and it really doesn't matter what the rest of the Lakers do that night. And in volleyball, you need a pass to get a set, and you need a set to get an attack. And so we really preach the ability to be good for and with each other and be a unit as a team. And so I think our offensive distribution is a really nice example of that, is that, you know, I'm looking at the stat line now. Paige had the most swings at 29, and Omaha had a player at 43 swings in a 5-set match. And so we're able to balance our offense a little bit more and distribute that a little bit more. But that also means that our bodies are going to feel better later in the match, because we haven't taken 90 swings to get there.
Knowing that you haven't maybe put as much wear and tear on the arms tonight, that's going to come into a factor, I'm sure, tomorrow. Just talk about the turnaround now as you get ready for another really important conference match against St. Thomas.
Yeah, so playing St. Thomas, who they started off against SDSU last week, and then they had NDSU tonight, and so they played 2 really good teams already. But St. Thomas is getting better every single year, and we've seen that from their non-conference competition to the way that they played SDSU and NDSU. I mean, they went 29-27 in the 3rd set tonight, which is a nice little battle down there in Fargo, which is never an easy place to play. But they're a really good team, and they're really well coached, and so it'll be interesting to see how they respond coming back and playing within 24 hours against us, and kind of the same for our team. We'll get some recovery in, we'll move around tomorrow morning, and we'll watch some film and get back at it.
I guess last thing, Izzy was kind of like visibly frustrated a few times on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you're talking about having such a quick turnaround with another game tomorrow, like, what are you saying to a player like that who was maybe not having her best night?
You know, I think for all of our team, it's regardless of whether we win or lose, like tomorrow night, we're going to have some of our campers that came to camp over the summer join us, and we're going to have hundreds of them here. And so we're going to be doing autographs after the game. And whether we win or lose the game, we're still doing autographs. And the younger athletes that come and watch us play, they still think that our athletes are superheroes. And so being good for them in those moments is really important. And regardless of whether we won or lost this match tonight, we've got to put it behind us because we're going to play another really tough opponent tomorrow. So we tell the team, win or lose, they get until they leave the locker room to either celebrate that moment or to be frustrated with that moment, but then we've got to turn around and we've got to be great. And so we can't be losing sleep tonight because we've got another game tomorrow. And so allowing themselves to either celebrate or be frustrated in those moments, but then to move on as quickly as they can is a really important skill.